Talking here with Joe the Plumber on AM 560 WIND this morning.
Well, let's take another call here. Kay is up on the North Shore. Kay, you're on AM 560 with John and Cisco and Joe the Plumber.
Good morning. I was impressed, Joe, with how eloquent you were and how soft-spoken and how to the point you were. And I was wondering, I happened to catch an interview you had with a guy by the name of Sanchez on CNN, and I thought he was so hostile and so obnoxious to you, and I just was blown away by how calm you remained. I wondered what you thought about that.
Well, that kind of par for the course. I'm learning, and it's been a little bit of a learning curve. Is if you stick with facts, and then they get upset with you. They want to get you off track, and they want to get you to start talking about hypotheticals and things along that line. And I've never been good with hypotheticals. I like reading facts and then going off there. Once you're grounded in that, I don't want to say it's easy to remain calm, but it does make it easier.
It's because of the business you're in. It's either leaking or it's not.
Oh, there you go. That's I'm very black and white, not a gray a lot in my life. A lot of people say there's a lot of gray, and there's issues out there, but for the most part, right's right and wrong is wrong, and that's how I've always been raised.
Yeah, I kind of wondered as I saw some of those interviews and the way they were going after you, as though they almost felt as though this guy, this plumber, he doesn't really understand this stuff. If we just get him tangled up here in some kind of a web, he's going to make himself sound stupid. But at every turn, you showed you don't have to be a Harvard grad in order to understand politics and policy and certainly higher taxes.
Well, no, they convolute it. They really do. They make it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. I think they want to keep it mysterious, so the general public just looks at it and go, "Gosh, I don't want to get involved in that. That's ridiculous." I'm a big proponent for keep it simple, stupid. That's worked for me for my life, and that would work a lot of different places. They make it way too ridiculous at the top there.
Talking here with Joe the Plumber. Joe the Plumber, quite possibly the most famous guy to come out of the election of 2008. And we got Larry on the south side here who wants to talk to you about John McCain. Larry, welcome. You're on with Joe the Plumber.
Hey, how you fellas doing? How you doing, Joe?
Hey, doing great, Larry. How about yourself, man?
All right. I got a two-part question. One, in retrospect, do you feel somehow you might have been somewhat used by the McCain camp, and under President Obama's plan, you will actually get a tax break? Will you refuse that tax break because of your views?
Do I feel used? To a degree, by both sides of the fence. Initially, I welcomed it if they could have, kind of a focal point on issues. Did it go a little far? Some people definitely got sick and tired of hearing Joe the Plumber. So as far as that first answer, yeah, there was a little bit of used feeling, but that's okay. I was in the military, and you suck it up and you do what the country asks for you. As far as your second question goes, this is what I've been telling people, and to answer your question, yes, I would receive a tax break underneath Obama's plan initially. Now, here's the funny part about it, though. On the backside of that tax break, there's a bunch of other taxes out there that Obama wants to raise. So, yes, you'll initially get that tax break, but he's going to get it all back and then some on the backside. Now, and that's where I stop with that, and I tell people if they really want to understand it, and the big thing about it is I went and looked it up. The information's out there, so it's not rhetoric. These are facts. And you can find them out. They're out there. So,
do you know, Joe, I want to just elaborate on that, too. This is the best thing I thought about you and your message was like, look, don't take anybody's propaganda. Go find out for yourself. It's worth studying 5 minutes on the next commander-in-chief.
Oh, exactly. It is. And that's what because I don't want people to take my opinion. I worked for mine. I want the American people to work for theirs instead of going half-cocked off somebody else's opinion or listening to the commercials on TV that last for, a minute and a half. How are you going to break down your tax plan for the entire country in a minute and a half and actually have all the information? You can't.
The thing that I didn't like about just the whole discussion of taxes, too, especially with Obama's plan, was what it preys on is you voting for your own self-interest right now and not voting for fairness and not voting for what you might achieve later on down the line. We Americans have aspirations here of bettering ourselves.
Well, definitely. And I look at each issue and I think about myself to a degree, but overall the country needs to succeed for everyone to succeed. So, real quick, hey, Larry, I hope you answered. I answered your question, and that you just get in there and take a look at it. Initially, it looks great, but you can't judge a book by its cover all the time.
Talking here with Joe the Plumber on AM 560 WIND with John Howell and Cisco Coda. Now we go to Ed on LaGrange Road this morning. Ed, you're on with Joe the Plumber. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. The really scary thing about this is this could have happened to anybody. This could have happened to Ed the cabinet guy or Larry the truck driver, just because they spoke up. We saw what happened with big government. And my question to Joe is, with his website, is he going to be endorsing any political candidates in the future?
As of right now, the answer is no. I want to initially, just to let you guys know, that the website is called secureourdream.com, secureourdream.com. And as far as endorsing anybody, not at present. There's some people out there that I like, but once you sit there and say you like this person, all of a sudden you're all about that person. That's not going to be the case. I want to hold to task everybody, and it's not just going to be my opinion on here. This website's going to be really interactive with the American people, and lots of issues, even some that maybe I don't agree with, will still be brought up so the American people can talk about it, and then maybe we can generate, excitement about something and then, push it up to the Congress or, take it to our senators. So as far as endorsing anybody just yet, it depends if somebody comes out there and talks straight and doesn't worry about the public opinion poll. That's my biggest thing. I'd love to vote for somebody that I believe in, not for somebody that, has a couple things I think about are good and then the rest are bad. So endorsing somebody'd have to come along that was pretty awesome and that didn't worry about public opinion polls.
I like the sound of your website, but how about plumberpolitics.com? That's more to the point right there. Plumber Politics. What do you think?
Plumber Politics has a kind of a ring to it, but, my biggest thing was working for the American dream,
yeah.
And, now I think we need to secure that American dream, and I think the American people need to get involved in doing it. I just want to help somewhat be a catalyst to that. That's my whole goal.
Sorry. John, actually, I didn't tell John ahead of time. I actually bought that website once you got popular, so Plumber Politics is no longer available. I'm sorry.
Joe,
what are you doing in the future, man? I mean, you're working on this website, but we heard about country music. I mean, are you involved in the country music industry?
Deal?
Yeah, book deal. I mean, what other than the website, what do you got going on?
Well, I'm becoming real good friends with Aaron Tippin, and I think the rumor started through that because, media saw me with him a couple times and maybe just assumed that was going to take place. Actually, I'm taking guitar lessons, but that's just something personal that I've always wanted to do. I mean, when I grew up, my uncles and aunts would hang out in the front yard, and we'd sing country music and gospel music around the fire with, all the grandkids and whatnot, and nieces and nephews. So that just always something I wanted to do with my children and nieces and nephews. Singing, I don't know if I can really sing all that well. So right now, that's not on the radar.
Look, Aaron Tippin can't sing that well, so don't worry about it, Joe. I was in country music for years. I used to have a show on K100 out of Toledo. It's called Country Gold Saturday Night.
Oh, yeah, I listened to that.
Yeah, I did that for years, and Aaron Tippin's a friend of mine, but I know he's a good guy, and if you have to learn guitar, learn from his wife, Thea. She's a much better guitarist than Aaron is.
Well, I'm just practicing, having fun with it. As far as the book goes, yeah, there is a book. Initially, I was, came after, sought out, within the first couple days of the debate, and everybody wanted me to sell out. I was offered, some people are going to say I'm real stupid, and that's fine. They can say that, but I was offered a couple $1 million here and there, and I turned it down because they were just silly books. I mean, it was, definitely selling out. And I'm not a big person to do that. There's, principles. That's what kind of shakes the left side up. They can't get at me. But I did end up going with a small business with no kind of signing bonus. And I was a small writer out of Texas, and we're going to talk about American values and bringing, I don't know about bringing it back, but really talking about it and hopefully getting some people excited. So,
well, if you parlay it right, man, you've got a long future ahead of you, and we congratulate you. It's an American dream. Congratulations.
You got a good head on your shoulders. I mean, I love hearing what you say because you're speaking from the heart and the mind, and you're saying it right, and I love hearing it.
No, I appreciate that, guys. It's I like to say it's easy, but you got to work hard at it each day.